Okay, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to make some refried beans over here, and then I'm going to, in the meantime, fry some ground beef over in this pan and add the ground beef to the refried beans to make tacos with it all. So what we have here is, I've done some experimenting with refried beans. I've done it with 100% kidney beans. I can these myself. I find it too rich when you use 100% kidney beans, so I use black beans, 50-50 kidney and black beans. I find is a really good mix. And for a lot of flavor, this is kind of an odd thing to do, I suppose. I put in an equal amount of my salsa. This is my homemade salsa. Tomato is kind of an odd thing, I suppose, to put into refried beans, but I found it works really, really well. Some other things I got here, I got some green onions from my CSA. Normally I just use regular cooking onions, so 2 of them. But I'm going to use these green onions because I have them on hand. I got some garlic scapes, which are the tops of the garlic. I got those from my CSA. They cut those off to let the growth of the garlic go into the bulb in the ground rather. Now, one thing, the first time I tried doing the refried beans, people told me to dump the beans in the pan, fry them up, and then use a potato masher to mash them up. I did that once. I don't know, that didn't work well for me. It's a lot of darn work. Got my mini chopper over here. I'm going to use my mini chopper to chop up the beans. Unless you want some texture or something, which I don't want that actually, then that's just throw it in like a food processor. Oh yeah, a couple more things I got here. I got some dried ancho chili that I'm going to put in there in addition to like regular chili powder. Got my bacon fat. This is my own, this is fat that I filter from my own bacon that I cook. As you know, I make my own bacon, smoky bacon fat. That's what I'm going to use for frying in the frying pans. So we'll get this thing going by cranking up my 2 frying pans. I'm just going to take these beans out of the way here. You don't have to see those in the salsa because I need room for my mini chopper over here, away from the heat. And I need to put this other frying pan at the front here because that's the burner that fits. There is some fat in there. I fried something earlier today in bacon fat. It's fresh, so don't be too concerned about that. That's on both just shy of 3, I find. Cast iron pans take a really long time to heat up, so don't get too concerned that I've had people, it doesn't get hot and suddenly they crank it right up and then you're burning the heck out of everything. Just be patient. That's going to take, 5-10 minutes to get up to heat. So just chill out, relax. It's good to do that ahead of time, which I didn't do in this particular case. I'm just going to get some crunchies out of there. I fried some ham in there earlier today. It was a pretty clean fry, so I shouldn't have any crunchies in there. I'm going to put a generous amount of bacon fat in this guy over here. Often I'll use lard. If I don't have bacon fat, I'll just use lard. That's what's in this stuff. I suppose there's some other way you could use olive oil, or if you wanted it to be more Mexican, you would use corn oil, I suppose. If you're a vegetarian, I'm not, and I'm not too worried about my hardening arteries or what have you, although I haven't had a medical in a while. Maybe I should be. I don't know. Got heart disease in my family, all that stuff. But it sure is yummy. Let's see. So we're going to do that. First thing I'm going to do is get my onions and my garlic scapes in there. I'm going to need Now I've already pre-washed the onions and cleaned them, snipped the ends off, any ends that were dried up or whatever, and you see I peeled off this outer skin and cut off the rootlets from it. So we're just going to shove that all in there, and actually I'll just turn this off and I'm going to put all of those in there, put the garlic scapes in there. You don't got to watch me cut all that up, I don't suppose. So I'll turn it back on when I have that done. So there's the onion in there. Let's see, take that out of your way. Now again about texture, you might want some chunky onions in there, whatever. I don't. My kids see that, they want to eat it. So I puree everything. Now garlic scapes are really hard, these things. It's not like a green onion, it's like a stick or something. They're really hard. They require a lot of cooking to soften up. They'll stay hard actually and woody. I find the best way to deal with them is pressure can them. They soften right up from pressure canning, and then use them out of a jar. And that's often what I do for my refried beans. I may end up regretting this particular decision. I don't know. That may end up being too woody. We shall see. But we're going to give it a try in any case. So we'll take that off of there. Throw these in here. You can normally, when I dice them up or when I puree them for canning, I will do it with some oil in there, and it takes a fair bit of oil to let the food processor chop it all up. So there's one onion I forgot that I missed there. That pan's getting hot here, so my beef is going to be going in there pretty soon into this pan here. I'm a recent convert to cast iron cookery. Love it, absolutely. I don't know that I will ever go back to stainless steel. Just enjoy the properties of the cast iron pan. The massive thermal mass of the pan gives you some really nice cooking properties that you only get with a big thermal mass like that. You just don't get it from a lighter pan. So there are my scapes. Get those in there. Now, where is my spatula? Right there. I got that at Spatula City. Bonus points if you catch the reference. Alright, so let me see. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we'll get that into here. Sizzling away. Spatula City, Spatula City. Hey, that's a fine spatula. Alright. There's all of that. I won't be too anally retentive about it. Now, for the next part, we are going to get our beans. I'm going to let this fry a little bit though. Fry those onions and stuff up a little bit before adding any beans. Actually, what I should do is, this is beef that I buy from a local farmer. I buy in quantity, a half a side at a time, and freeze it. Freezes really well. This is, I think that one with my name on it was from my other farmer, and I haven't bought from him in over a year. So that shows you how well this keeps in the freezer. So I'm just going to stick that in there. I'm going to get a lid for that.